In this video, we're going to go behind the scenes of a $16,000 per month online business, and we're going pretty deep behind the scenes as well. So this is from my good buddy over at 1 Hour Professor, Ron Stefanski. Ron's been working online for himself for a couple years now, but he got started around the same time as I did back in 2013, 2014 timeframe. And he blogs over at the 1 Hour Professor. And we're actually going to go take a look at his site over at the 1 Hour Professor, because since the very, very beginning, Ron has been documenting his monthly progress since the very beginning. In fact, his first year in business, I think he lost like $1,500 or something like that, but he documented that as well. And through the whole journey, Ron has been writing up like a monthly income report, pretty transparent. He mentions, all the revenue coming in, the expenses going out, and he takes a critical look at like what's working and what isn't working. So that is what we're going to have a look at today. All right, we're over at Ron's site, the 1 Hour Professor, and thanks a lot to Ron for letting me feature him here. So everyone check it out. Just want to make it clear, I'm not an affiliate or anything like that for Ron. Just wanted to point out something cool that he's doing. So this is his homepage, of course, and we're just going to scroll down. You see he's been featured on a few places. You could sign up for his email list and that sort of thing. But the big thing, obviously, that I want to show you here are all these income reports. So you can see the recent blog posts and you kind of notice that they are all monthly income reports. And I know that Ron actually has generally stopped blogging and he spends most of his time just working on his craft. He's working on his actual affiliate sites, or I guess these are niche sites on one level, or authority sites just in general. Ron really specializes more on the AdSense and ad revenue side versus Amazon affiliate sites or affiliate marketing in general, which is kind of cool. For him and I to talk, we come at things from like a different angle a lot of times. So we're going to jump into some of the income reports, but I need you to leave a comment on this video, please. I'm going to be interviewing Ron very soon, and I would love to have questions that you have for him. All right, so leave a comment on this video. Check out some of his income reports to give you ideas about what to ask him so you can really come in hard with great questions. All right, let's check out some of these reports. You can navigate over to the income report section. This is why his site is so badass, and I'm impressed with Ron as far as like sticking to writing these monthly income reports, which he has not missed one from the very beginning. So you literally can go in here and just like spend a lot of time reading and understanding the journey. That's why this is so powerful. He currently is making, over the last several months here, the net income is $16,000 over the last 3 months. And you can see it's just been slowly growing over time. There's some ups and downs and, ebbs and flows and all that kind of business, but you can see the consistency. And as I scroll down, again, I'm not going to read out all the numbers, but you can see in 2019 through the first 3 months, January through March, the income so far is almost $50,000 in just 3 months. And obviously you can see the revenue and expenses, and there's some higher and lower periods and stuff like that. And we'll dive into a couple areas, and I encourage you just to have a look at the trajectory here. And I'm going to step through a little bit just to kind of guide you, but let's go all the way back down to 2014. So you see that this column here is the annual revenue, all right, or actual annual profit. So he lost about $1,500 the first year that he was running 1 Hour Professor and doing this business model. And as you look to the next year, 2015, he only pulled in $5,800 for the whole year. All right. So nothing crazy. He was working a full-time job still, and that sort of thing. So when you look to the next year, almost $34,000 in 2016. So things are picking up. And if you look at the income at the very beginning, January of 2016 is under $700. However, by the end of the year, it's jumped up quite a bit to almost $3,000 per month. Sometimes much higher, right? So here we're looking at 4,500, and you could dive in and see what the outliers are. So you can go to that month's income report and see what was going on. Like, why did he make an extra about $1,500 to $2,000 more in April and May versus the other months? I don't know off the top of my head. And then as we go to 2017, we see he pulled in 70,000. All right. So 2016, 34,000. 2017 is 70,000. Now we're getting into, full-time income, close to full-time income here. And when you go to 2018, 160. So you could see, it's not overnight by any means. And the other thing that Ron did is like time reports. Now, not consistently, but for a little while here, for a couple years, he was tracking time, how many hours he worked and how many hours he had outsourced to like contractors and stuff like that. So I'm not going to go through everything, there's too much here, but like I said, I encourage you to have a look, and what you will find is like the long journey and how, like, in the beginning, Ron was losing money for several months in a row while he was building things up. And then, in fact, when you look at, something like May of 2015, he's been in the game for something like, 9 months or 10 months there. And you can see he lost a pretty decent chunk of money there, like reinvesting, but it pays off later, right? And we see consistent growth, and every now and then you got some loss, another $500 right there. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to pop over to his most recent income report where he pulled in $16,728, and you can see sort of the format that he runs this income report in. So he has little personal update, and he has a nice graph so that you can see the growth over time. And this, I think one of the reasons Ron does this is to keep him honest, to review like what he's been working on, where the expenses are going. And in a general sense, Ron is able to look at what he's worked on, what's working well, and what isn't working well. He can also see from the graph that things are growing, and that's good. And he can see, where the issues are, where expenses are coming into play, and that sort of thing. So he also outlines all of the details, right? So where the revenue's coming in, things he has to pay for, that sort of thing. And you could sort of get an idea of what's going on as far as like some of these affiliate revenue and that sort of thing. So like Thrive Themes, for example, right? So he doesn't do a ton of blogging, but at one point he did spend more time on 1 Hour Professor writing more affiliate type content, which obviously pays off well. If you just look at the revenue here, it is, nothing to sneeze at. It's, what is that? Maybe close to 400 and some odd dollars, almost 500 for, what is that? Anyway, no need for me to do math live here, but as we go through, you could see there's more revenue from his affiliate sites and whatever else he has going on. He has YouTube revenue, and you can see that there's revenue across the board all over the place, right? And this is multiple income streams, which is interesting. He's sort of spreading the risk by doing that. And I'm just going to show you some of the other key components. You could also see revenue by channel and over time. So again, Ron just has a really consistent way of, I guess, documenting and showing the growth and just in general, like where the money is and where it's going. So he has all this awesome data like at his fingertips, and he's sharing it, with with the world here on his blog. So again, a couple cool areas. So income outliers and then expense outliers. Now, there's some things that are interesting that happen, over time. And the thing is, issues happen, right? So even though he's a few years in, he's making great money, issues still happen. And I know that if you read this particular one, I encourage you to check out this March 2019. You will see, long story short, we'll just read this little section. Long story short, traffic was continuing to drop for 3 months in a row, and it was only 5 to 10% in aggregate. It can be pretty difficult to deal with, and so on. So there are always things going on. A lot of people talk about, passive income, but I mean, you can leave things alone for a while, but at some point, the competition is going to catch up with you, and you have to stay at least doing some maintenance on your sites and that sort of thing. And I think, that's one of the things Ron and I talk about in some of our meetings where we just talk shop, shoot the shit, and that sort of thing. I'm going to jump back. So again, I can't read everything. It's just fantastic. You can see how long these updates are and very thorough key takeaways. I mean, you can learn a lot just from perusing these, and I encourage you to do it. I'm going to jump back to 2014, December 2014. And if you remember, this is like when Ron finished up his first year of documenting, and he lost some money. And you can see that he, where do we get to here? So he's documenting some of his time, and either what he has worked on or what his VAs have worked on. And I just want to highlight one little thing here. So how did the income report turn out this month? And he's mentioning that he's spent $600 on a website that's already finished. But what it comes down to is he was happy about making some money. So the first part of the income for this month is from AdSense. Now, you wouldn't even consider it anything, but he made 37 cents, and he is happy about making 37 cents. And that is the kind of joy that you have to look at when you're first starting, like the first buck that you make, the first little bit that you bring in is so important. You have to keep moving forward and just know that it's a long journey. So I'll leave it at that. Like I said, I think I just wanted to show like how long it can take to really get your feet on the ground and really have like replacement income and believe in yourself, believe that you can do it. That's a big thing. And you can see from someone who has started at nothing, started from, losing money to making a great income with a slow growth over time where it was, $6,000, then 34,000, and then 70, and then 160, and then continuing to grow. Each month is flirting with a new high revenue amount. It's really amazing. So go check out 1 Hour Professor. Thanks again to Ron. Yeah, and don't forget to leave a comment. I'll give you a shout out whenever I do interview Ron coming up here in the next week or so. And we'll ask your question, give you a shout out. Be sure to hit the thumbs up if you're not subscribed to the channel. Check out some of the other videos. And if you like what you see, please do subscribe. Have a great day, and we'll catch you next time.